Hey, what's going on, people? My name is Walton. I am, what am I? I don't know, I'm just a human being, just like anybody else. A human being who has, like, trials, tribulations, goes through problems and stuff like that. And so I actually just wanted to start making videos to, I guess, talk about my life and just issues that I go through. And hopefully it could relate to, your issues and other people who go through similar stuff. Because at the end of the day, we're all human, we go through things, and it's kind of like difficult. And sometimes you might feel like you're alone and you're the only one who goes through certain problems, but the truth is that, it's a big world out there. And what I've been starting to realize is that, I'm not the only person who suffers through certain things, and sometimes it's just like, I might not have someone to talk to, but maybe by watching these videos we could, interact a bit, kind of have a bit of a relationship as far as talking about problems. So anyways, today I mainly wanted to talk about just following your heart and doing what it is that you want to do instead of listening to other people. And just starting off with that is, I'll just start with my story, which is, I was born in Miami, Florida, and my parents are Haitian. So Haitian parents, if you don't know, they're super duper strict. Um, yeah, they're just really strict people. Like, they're the kind who will be like, you have to do your assignments on time. You have to make sure you don't mess up. You have to be perfect pretty much for the world, and it gets really hard just being that way. And it's very strenuous sometimes, because if you screw up, then you start feeling bad about yourself, and then your self-esteem might lower, and it's like, oh, I'm not good enough. But in truth, you are good enough at the end. But anyways, my parents were very strict. I had to do my work perfectly all the time, and I must say it was a good thing because it built quite a lot of discipline in me. But it was a bad thing because I just felt like I had to be this perfect human being, and I had to achieve something that just was kind of unreal in my mind. And I can understand that, and I'm sure this is a problem with a lot of, immigrant children, because our parents risked a lot just to come here to this country. And yeah, a lot of my dreams were kind of squashed because of that, because from a young age I told that I was supposed to, be like a businessman, or, I had to make a lot of money and do something like that that's going to help the family, or just help myself and be successful. And just growing up, it was very difficult trying to find who I truly was. It's like, I knew who I was as a young teenager, as a young boy. I knew what I liked, like I liked drawing and art and, animation, just making things. And all that just kind of went away for some reason. I guess I was just so stressed out by school and work, and just so focused on being perfect and getting the best grades possible, that I sort of lost myself in the process. And I didn't really notice it until I got into high school. Because elementary school was fun. I was like, yay, awesome, like PE, your friends, having fun. Middle school was awesome. Friends again, just like studying and learning stuff. And then high school, all of a sudden I just started to get really like down and depressed all the time. And like shit, I still suffer with it today. And it's kind of hard just backtracking and, remolding and fixing myself to find myself. And it was honestly just very, very difficult. Yeah, I just got depressed. I didn't know why I was depressed. I could never figure out what it was. And I did everything to just fight off that depression. So I remember I started playing tennis. Tennis really did help. Honestly, tennis made me feel really good about myself. But when I would stop playing tennis, like the season ended, I would get back to being depressed again. Or maybe I'd play video games, and that helped, but not forever. Or I would start lifting weights and, just working on my self-esteem, I suppose. So I did all these things, but nothing ever was like a cure. It was all just treatment. And it just kept going on. I graduated high school. I went to college, community college, and this depression was still there. I just felt like I was alone in the world. I was by myself. I didn't relate to anybody. And it was honestly very what's the word to use? Depressing. It was, I just felt really down. I could never figure out what was the problem. And I thought that I had to fix myself, which was, it kind of created like a schizophrenic attitude, because now I've learned that, depression is just a normal, natural thing. You're just supposed to allow it to happen. But the whole time I was trying to fight it and make it go away, instead of just, acknowledging my feelings and allowing that season to pass through. So I was in a state of resistance for a long time, long time. Still there right now, still fighting it, still, working my way through it. And depression is very troublesome. You feel like no one's there for you, like you can't relate to anybody, and the world becomes very, very small. But I guess, with everything in the universe, there's a positive and there's a negative side. So throughout this time, I was really just focusing on myself, studying things that I loved. I got into yoga, I got into, meditation and just different forms of exercise, and I really started to become one. I started to find myself slowly again. And continuing with that, a big part of why I was so depressed was just I was doing things that I didn't really care about. I mean, they added to me in some way, but it wasn't where my heart was, because I was studying business. I was trying to become a success by becoming a successful businessman, like a salesperson, just pushing my hardest to do all these things that I didn't really have my heart in, but I was just so disciplined because of what my parents had, ingrained in me, that I could pretty much accomplish anything. So I would try out for a job and I would become awesome at it, or I would, just wherever I would put my focus onto, I felt like I could do it. And then after a while, focusing on making money just didn't appeal to me anymore. It wasn't fulfilling. I started to really become depressed and hit the bottom of the barrel. And my outside reality was just, I wasn't talking to my friends. I didn't really communicate with anybody. I just was like a hermit in my room. And things were pretty darn bad. You can't ever find happiness chasing money. That's one thing that's just, it'll never work out. Money can help you to create the things that you want to create, but don't go chasing money, because in that process you just kind of end up losing your soul. And I was losing my soul. But it just got to the point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep trying to become this wealthy, successful salesperson that I had imagined in my head. And honestly, just last year, for the past year, I've been just having a mental breakdown. It was almost like an ego breakdown. And I realized that I just kind of had to let go of everything that I believed in, everything that I thought was for me. I didn't have to see myself as a salesperson. I didn't have to see myself as this guy who has to, own a condo or live in a condo in New York and drive a Bentley in order to be successful. I started to learn that success was just, I created my own definition of success. And one thing I heard was from, I don't know if you've ever heard him or listened to him, there's a guy named Bob Proctor. I would recommend you check him out. He gives some really good information. And he mentioned, I'm going to quote him, and he's actually quoted someone else. He quoted Earl Nightingale, who said, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And a person is successful if they know where they are and they know where they're going. And I was like, So I pondered on this for quite a bit. And it really gave me a huge paradigm shift, because I no longer thought of success as just being rich and famous or something. I thought of success as, having my health, having good friends around me, having people who care about me, being able to speak with my family. Just the fact that I was alive each and every day was a freaking success. I'm a success. I can talk, I can walk, I've got hands, I've got feet. And after a while, I just didn't care about money anymore. I didn't care about any of those things. And slowly I started to feel myself get happier and happier each and every day. It was a slow progress, but I'm still working on it now. I'm still working on myself and my happiness. But it's definitely, I don't know, something just happens and the universe kind of just aligns towards your emotions once you're projecting out, love, happiness, peace, kindness. Those things just boomerang right back to you. And that's what I've been learning about life. Whatever you put out is what you get back. And so that's exactly what I've been doing. I remember working at a couple just really shitty fucking jobs. I worked at this furniture company and I hated it. I was a salesperson. I had to sell furniture, of course. And the manager was just an asshole. The employees had no spirit to them. And I just didn't really relate or get along with anybody. So yeah, I left that job. I resigned from that job and the manager wasn't too happy, but hey. I remember working at a LA Fitness. Honestly, I kind of liked it there because it's a gym and I just like exercising, and the people there were just so high and energetic. But me personally, I just can't work 8-hour shifts without losing my mind. So yeah, there I felt like I was losing my soul too. So I left that job. I remember working at a Costco, just a food service deli guy, whatever, but it was just so simple. Your brain just does 2 or 3 processes and that's it. It's there's gotta be more to life. So I just kept searching and searching and searching, going, trying out this job, trying out that job, doing everything that I could. And I don't know, some way, somehow it all ended up paying off, because now I actually work with technology at my school. There's a thing at my school called the Tech Sandbox, and there's just various new pieces of technology like the Google Glasses and the Oculus Rift, and just things relating towards video games and 3D printing and stuff like that. Exactly my area. And it was almost like it was a gift from God, seriously. It just landed right in my lap. I don't know how I managed to manifest this situation, this job for myself, but really it's brought a lot of self-esteem to myself. It's made me really, really happy. It's just shown me that, if you just keep on striving and believing in yourself and just keep fighting for you keep fighting for yourself, keep fighting for your own success, your own real success, happiness, love, then when you can change your inner reality, your outer reality changes as well. And honestly, it's just been a huge blessing to me. And I see that, there is hope, and I can only pray for others who are out there who might be in the same hole, who are depressed and who are just going through it, whether it's family problems or just self-esteem issues. And it's okay to admit that, if you have a low self-esteem, I don't see why people see that as just a bad thing or something to be embarrassed by. Remember, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. A person is successful if you know where you are and you know where you're going. If you say you have a low self-esteem, at least you know where you are. Now you can say, I want to be happy and I want to feel great about myself. So never be afraid to admit where you are or how you feel. It's perfectly fine. At least you can identify it, be aware of it, and now you can grow from it. I think I'm going off track. Anyways, yeah, getting this job has just been a huge blessing. I'm just extremely thankful for it, and I just wanted to share my message with other people who are going through their own problems. At the end of the day, it's kind of hard to explain and really dive into someone else's reality, but no matter how dark it is, how bad it seems, if you're just, I've even gotten to points where I felt like life was just not worth living anymore. It was just that bad, and I just couldn't really handle it. It was too much of a weight on my shoulders. But I honestly I became more spiritual, and I started to pray and stuff. And I learned that, whatever you believe in, God, whatever overriding force there is out in the universe, it will never put a burden on your shoulders that you can't handle. There is no weight that you can't lift up, that you can't take, that you can't somehow manage. Everything is there for you to grow. So don't ever think that, it's time to take my life away, or, life is just not worth living. It's always going to be this way, because that's not true. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. And you really just have to literally just keep your head up, because certain hormones get released when you keep your head up and your spine straight. It makes you feel better. Literally keep your head up and, just pray every day. Do whatever you do, meditation, yoga, whatever you believe in. Pray to yourself. You just have to have that hope that at the end of the day, things are going to be okay, and the next day I've got another opportunity to do something better and to make my life better. And in doing that, you affect those around you as well. And yeah, so that's pretty much everything. I really hope this message will be helpful to somebody. Much love and happiness to anyone who is watching this. Please, if you are in a hole, remember there is always light at the end of the tunnel. It's not going to last forever. Just try every day and do your best. I wish everyone the best.